and today is another video on the channel. Today is part 3 of this Let's Play on Let's Make Bottas World Champion around Bahrain. Today we are in qualifying on our out lap. Sorry for the lack of upload. I believe as I'm doing the voiceover for this, part 1 of my new career mode should have gone out. I'm driving as Williams, spoiler alert. So hopefully you've checked that out before you've checked this one out. But now we're getting ready to start our flying lap. This was pre-recorded with game clips, so yeah, this is not with my capture card or anything. So coming to start the lap, we're nice and steady. Got loads of time left in the session. We are down in 16th place because we already have made our first lap, but that was actually a really bad lap. Yeah, I just missed all the apexes, so that's why we're down in 16th place. So coming, Nico Hülkenberg has actually hit us. Now round the final corner to start our flying lap. Decent exit out the final corner. We're going to get a slipstream off of Nico Hülkenberg down into turn 1. This could affect us with the dirty air coming from the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg. So coming down into turn 1, brake at the curb. We're going to have to go down the inside of Nico Hülkenberg. That's going to set us back a bit. And now Nico Hülkenberg wants to go down our inside. We have to leave him space. That's made us run wide. Not run wide, lose a couple of tenths or two. Braking at the 100-metre board, down to gear 3, flick it in. Can run a little bit wide, but not too wide. There's a bit of runoff area there. Now to the end of the first sector. We have actually gone purple to the first sector. We're up by a load already. Now there's no breaker boards for turn 8, I believe that was. 7, I don't know. Coming down into the double left-hander. This is really hard. We take too much curve and we've run wide onto the curb on the exit of the second left-hander. Coming down this back straight now, ready for the fast left-hander. Coming to the end of sector 2, checking the tyre wear. Down to gear 5, flick it in. We've run a little bit wide, we missed the apex. Now this is another left-hander, now a flat right-hander. Took too much curve, that's why lost us a bit of time. But we are purple through the second sector. We've lost a bit of time as we run wide, getting too high on the curb. So we've lost a little bit of time. Hopefully we can gain it in this final sector. It isn't the longest sector on the track. It's down to gear 3, round the final corner now. What position is it going to be in qualifying? Sebastian Vettel is on provisional pole position. It's going to be, I believe that was P4. Yeah, P4 in this qualifying session, so not the greatest. Probably behind Kimi Raikkonen. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton's in second, Valtteri Bottas is in 4th, and Sebastian Vettel is in 3rd. So now let's go onto the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Alright, so here we are on the grid, going to 5 red lights. Behind Kimi Raikkonen is now 5 red lights for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go for a white. A poor start for me and Lewis Hamilton. Daniel Ricciardo flies past us. Now we've got Felipe Massa going down our inside. We got dive bomb. Kimi Raikkonen and another 3 cars into turn 1 down to gear 1. Bad tyres with Kimi Raikkonen. We do a lovely switchback move on him. And now we're up into 2nd place. From about 6th, I believe, because of our poor start. Got jumped by Massa and Ricciardo, but our late braking got us up into 2nd. Now we've got Sebastian Vettel ahead of us. He's pulled a little bit of a gap because me and Raikkonen were squabbling. So round to the end of the first sector now. We're checking our tyre wear. It's all on 9%. Closing up to Sebastian Vettel in the slow corners. In the fast corners he seems to have the edge on us. But it's only on lap 1, so it's early stages. Coming down into the double left-hander, we've mounted the curb. That's a corner cut. I'm sorry, but because it's on regular corner cutting, we didn't get a corner cut. We'll just check if I were recording then, because this is on game clip, so I have to pause it for a minute. But round this left-hander, it's come to the end of the 2nd sector now, settling into the race even though we're on lap 1. Still got Sebastian Vettel ahead of us, Kimi Raikkonen still behind us. It's 1.5 seconds, I believe that says, to Sebastian Vettel. So to the end of 2nd sector now, coming to the end of the lap on this Bahrain circuit here in Sakhir in the desert, I believe it's called. So coming to the end of the first lap, but now we move on to lap 4, settling into this race. We've now got Lewis Hamilton behind us, chasing us down. We go defensive to the inside. So Lewis Hamilton looks down our inside, but he thinks better of it. We've sort of closed up to Sebastian Vettel. He sort of maintained the gap, but Lewis Hamilton did manage to overtake Kimi Räikkönen, and he's quite far behind. Kimi Räikkönen's dropped off quite a lot compared to the 3 leaders of Vettel, us and Lewis Hamilton, who is chasing us down, and if he gets really close and I'm holding him up, I might just let him go past. But saying that, we are in a title battle with him. We don't want to lose any more points because we're already 22 points behind him in the championship. Coming into the double left-hander on lap 4, closing up to Sebastian Vettel. Hamilton's closing up to us though. Now down this long back straight, we seem to be pulling ahead of Lewis Hamilton. It seems like he's running a little bit more downforce than us on these early stages of this Grand Prix. Saying that, there's only about 10 laps left, but it's 25% races. Like I said in my career mode, if you want to see 50% races, remember to comment down below, just so you get to see more action. To the end of the second sector, we run wide, and that's going to let Lewis Hamilton go round our outside. We try to squeeze him, but he's still there. We're going side by side into the final corner. We keep second place off of Lewis Hamilton, but down the long back straight now, Lewis Hamilton, we go defensive to the inside. Lewis Hamilton's looking round our outside. We try and squeeze him, and we've hit him, and we're into the wall. We've lost all our front wing. Kimi Räikkönen's flown past us. We go back down the inside of Kimi Räikkönen. Lost the whole heap of time. Hamilton's down there. We're going side by side with Lewis Hamilton. Both me and Hamilton have lost both of our front wings. So what a disaster for the two mates. But at least we're ahead of Lewis Hamilton now on the circuit. It's a 1-2 for Ferrari, but they didn't have the best start to the season with Vettel and Räikkönen. But there you can see whole red front wing, so now we're going to have to limp home to the pits. Daniel Ricciardo's probably going to overtake us, and there's Sergio Perez behind him. Lewis Hamilton seems to have fallen back quite a lot, so this could be good for the championship. We might not win, but we could close quite a lot of gaps on Lewis Hamilton. We squeeze in Sergio Perez, being a really dirty driver here. Sergio Perez goes clean round our outside. We give him the badge to let him know that we are Mr. Nice Guy in this race, and that's going to let Daniel Ricciardo have a go on Sergio Perez. It's coming down into this left-hander. We've confirmed to the team that we are going to box this lap. As we run wide round that left-hander, Daniel Ricciardo has overtaken us, but we do the switchback move. Oh, and we've hit Daniel Ricciardo. That makes us run wide. We're running miles wide. I think Daniel Ricciardo's been took out from us. I'm sorry, Daniel. Is that a safety car or a virtual safety car? No, oh, just yellow flags. We're going to confirm to the team once again that we're boxing this lap. Still got Sergio Perez behind us. Could do the massive undercut, and if the safety car comes out, this could be a really good strategy actually. We might lose a couple of seconds changing our front wing. We've got a 5-second stop go penalty. Because we speeded into the pit lane, so let's flashback it again here. Brake nice and early. Done it that time. So if the safety car comes out now, that'd work an absolute treat. We could hold up Lewis Hamilton as well. There he is, no front wing on his car. So we're holding him up a treat now. He's going to lose even more time. I believe that's Felipe Massa ahead of us, who has gone onto the soft tyres. We've gone safe and onto the mediums, just so we can push as hard as we want and we don't have to save any tyre wear. We've got Roman Grosjean behind us. So now we're just going to check the race director. Kimi Räikkönen's in third, Sergio Perez is second, and Ricciardo's made a pit stop. No, Daniel Ricciardo's out the race. What, were you out the race or were you miles back? I think you were miles back, because yeah, he's miles back, I believe. So nothing really too much happening at the moment because we're miles behind everybody else. So now as we skip on to lap 7 of this Grand Prix, some of the cars have made their pit stop. We have jumped Sergio Perez. We've not really jumped him. We have we're sort of neck and neck, so we haven't really gained too much time on Sergio Perez, but we are still ahead of him. Max Verstappen wasn't ahead of us, I don't believe, so we're going to have to re-overtake him. Can we go down the inside? Yes, we can. Very being opportunistic there. Down the inside of Max Verstappen. Now we're going to go side by side into the two left-handers now. We've overtook Max Verstappen, and that is 8th place in this Grand Prix. Now the double left-hander. That's nice and clean. Now down this long back straight, we've pulled a massive gap already out to Max Verstappen. Down that back straight with that Tag Heuer engine hasn't got the greatest amount of power. And as I'm recording this, it is the weekend. Well, it's race day today for the American Grand Prix, because it's currently about 1:30, and the race, because I'm British, the race for me doesn't start till 8 o'clock, so I am going to be watching that because it is the school holidays. So we may see quite a lot of uploads. I'm trying to do a double upload today. Hopefully, if you've seen this, I think it is a double upload with my career mode and this video going out. But now, enough blabbering on. We'll move on to lap 8, still in P5. We've got, is that Stoffel Van Dorn ahead of us? Yes, it is. Got Max Verstappen behind us. I believe Lewis Hamilton is out of the points in this Grand Prix, so our tactic of being dirty has actually paid off. But now we've got Max Verstappen closing on us, going into turn 1 on lap 9. Skipped ahead a couple of laps, but Max Verstappen can't do anything around turn 1. But now we've got quite a poor exit out of turn 2 and 3. So coming down into turn 4, can Max Verstappen make a move? We go back onto the racing line, we're covering defensively, but we've kept that 4th place. Hopefully we can overtake Stoffel Van Dorn so we can get a podium, and then we gain 15 points on Lewis Hamilton as long as he stays out of the points. Then we'd only be 7 points behind going into Russia. Russia, one of my favourite tracks to drive. Russia, not one of my favourite countries, but it's one of my favourite tracks to drive. So now around the two left-handers. I don't necessarily really like the track, it's just I seem to drive quite well around there. So hopefully we can take the lead of the championship around there, if everything goes to plan, which I doubt it will. As we run wide round the left-hander, that's going to let Max Verstappen come back at us on lap 9. We're coming to the end of the Grand Prix. We've got about 5 and a bit laps left. To the end of the sector 2, we corner cut, but Max Verstappen can't make a move on us just yet. Checking the race director once again. Stoffel Van Dorn hasn't made his pit stop. Where's Lewis Hamilton though? Hamilton's down in 17th. We could win this round. Not win it, sorry. Could become, if Stoffel Van Dorn hasn't made his pit stop, we could go into 3rd place, and as long as we keep Max Verstappen behind us, could gain 15 points on Lewis Hamilton, because I can't see him passing 5 cars in 5 laps, because it's on the medium compound tyres and a lot of them are on super soft near him. And speaking of that, Stoffel Van Dorn has made his pit stop, so that pushes us up into 3rd place. So our dirty tactics have actually paid off, because we could gain 15 points. I bet I'll call this episode the Maldonaldo, I don't know, something like that. Something about pasta Maldonado, because I've sort of drove like him today, not very fairly, but as long as I take the lead of the championship and win the championship, I am not really too bothered what I do to the other drivers. They're only AI drivers, so if I kill him, I don't really care, because yeah, real life. If they were in real life, I probably would, but now we're on the two left-handers. 5 laps left in the Grand Prix. We're starting to pull away from Max Verstappen. He's on the soft compound tyres, so they might come to him at the end of the race. We are pushing quite hard in our medium tyres. We haven't really backed off since we got onto the medium tyres, so the tyre wear could be quite painful coming to the end of the race. But now, just sitting clean that time. Don't want to make any mistakes, so don't lose this 3rd place, because them 3 points could be crucial for the championship. Now as we move on to lap 12, Max Verstappen has closed up quite a lot, because that tyre wear is starting to get really bad. Going into turn 1, he closes on quite a lot. We run wide. That's going to give Max Verstappen an opportunity. We lose the back end as well, so Max Verstappen's taken 3rd place off of us. So we're going to have to slip into the slipstream off of Max Verstappen. Going down into turn 4, we look down the inside, and then we do actually go down the inside, down to gear 3, and we've got the position of Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez could challenge him, so them two could be squabbling, and that could consolidate our 3rd place in this Grand Prix, which I would actually quite be pleased about, because I believe Lewis Hamilton is still out of the points, and I don't think he'll be able to get him in them with these 3 laps to go. So I think I am okay for 3rd place as long as I don't make a mistake. As we run wide there around the double left-hander, started to pull a gap out on Max Verstappen there. So coming into this left-hander now. I feel if I'm showing too much clips, just comment down below, because if I'm showing too much of the race, just because I want to make it not a really short episode, I just want to show you all the good bits. And yeah, so as we run wide round that right-hander, whoa, we need to lower the fuel mix down to lean, because we are down by quite a lot. So now coming around the final corner, hopefully we don't run out of fuel, because then I would get quite upset if we run out of fuel and we're getting this far into the race. But Max Verstappen, because we are in lean revs, is looking round my outside. Let's not do what we did to Lewis Hamilton. But he's took that position. We're going to brake really late going into turn 1. We're going to squeeze him quite wide. We mount the curve, but we have got to take him 3rd place, and that means he's held up Sergio Perez, because we did cut him off slightly on the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix, as he looks round our outside once again, but we cover it onto the racing line. So now as we move on to the final lap in this Grand Prix, still in 3rd place, massive gap to Kimi Räikkönen ahead, but Max Verstappen started to drop back a little bit going into turn 1. He has started to close a little bit into turn 1 though, but not too much. So around the left-hander, now the right-hander. I believe, is that a corner? Comment down below if you know if that's a corner or not, because I've kept on calling this turn 4. It could be turn 3, I don't know. But just driving nice and steady, tyre wear starting to kick in a little bit. I have been quite harsh on the tyres, because we've been pushing as hard as we can to try and get this 3rd place. So just come in nice and steadily. If you do enjoy this series, which I am quite enjoying it, then I've pre-recorded quite a lot of these videos. So coming around the double left-hander now. Max Verstappen's a little bit further behind us now. Coming into this left-hander, braking at the 50-metre board, nice and early, braking point so we don't run too wide and lose this 3rd place. Sebastian Vettel does win this Grand Prix, but our fuel is flashing red at the moment. Coming around this right-hander now. What position is it going to be for us? I believe it's going to be P3, but Max Verstappen's got a really good run out of that right-hander. He's going to look to go round our outside. We try and cover him, but can he get a really good exit out the final corner? No, not really, but we do. So, no, but we ran wide. That could give Max Verstappen an opportunity coming to the finish line, but it is going to be P3 in this race. I'm happy with that. So then we'll close at 15 points on Lewis Hamilton, hopefully. Battle with Max Verstappen after the race. So, even after the race, we're battling with him. But now let's go to the podium for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Next race is around Russia, like I said. I want to see where Hamilton did finish in the end though, because I'm intrigued to see. There's Sebastian Vettel standing on the top step of the podium. We are up into 3rd place. We moved up into 3rd place, we moved up 1 position, and there you can see we're 7 points behind Lewis Hamilton now. Because let's check where we finished actually. Constructors were in the lead by 27 points, I believe. So guys, if you did enjoy this episode, don't forget to smash a like. Where did Lewis Hamilton finish? I believe it was something like P13. But like I said, if you did enjoy, don't forget to smash a like, subscribe if you're new for more F1 content on the channel. Next race, Russia, or maybe another career mode video around China. But until then, see you next time. Just going through all the standings, seeing all the fireworks in the background. But let's look at the restart of, a replay of the start. So Vettel gets quite a decent getaway. Hamilton doesn't, I don't. And then we're going 3 wide. I squeeze Felipe Massa nearly into the wall. Then going into second when we dive down the inside of quite a lot of cars. Then we go side by side with Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi Räikkönen runs a little bit wide, so we do switchback move and then take the second place. I enjoyed that move. So yeah, guys, until next time. When I see you then around Russia, as you can see there. But peace out, guys. Hopefully you stay fresh and healthy. But have a brilliant day, guys. Bye.